6th of March, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos, Purim. Morning, Mayor.
Hi, good morning, Lou.
Here comes the rabbi.
Okay, great.
Good morning, Mayor. Good morning. Do you hear me?
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, Rabbi.
Oh, good. Okay, this is working so far, so good. Let me try and put on the.
Well, let me let you share.
Yeah, if you let me share, that'll be good. Yeah. I go today. Very good. Do you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. Fine. Lou, you remember? Mary, you remember where we left off yesterday?
I have Perek Dalid Pasuk Hey.
Okay. Very good. All right. I'm gonna get you. You can read Lou or Mary if you want. I'll get it. I'll start working getting it on the screen. Go ahead. You can begin.
Okay. It says, let's see. Vatikra Esther lahatach misarisei hamelech asher he'emid lefanav vatitzaveu al Mordechai ladat mazeh v'alma zeh. Okay, so then let's see. Vatikra. Esther called to Hatak, the king's chamberlain, who was appointed, I guess, to her, and commanded him to, let's see, I guess to Mordecai, I guess to go to Mordecai, to Ladat, to know what this was about and why.
Okay, let's go on to the next question.
Okay, let's see, that would be Vav. Vayetze Hatach El Mordechai ve'el Rechov Ha'ir Asher Lifnei Sha'ar HaMelech. And Hatach went out to Mordecai to the streets of the city, which were by the king's gate. Okay. And then let's see, Zion. Vayaged lo Mordechai et ka'asher kara'u bi'et parashat hakesef asher amar Haman lishkol al inzei hamelech beYehudim le'adam. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. So it said, let's see. So Mordecai, let's see, told him all that had happened to him and all about the money that Haman said, Lishkol Inze, to pay the treasury of the king for wiping out the Jews. Now,
So now, if you want, if take a look in Pierke, and Pasuk says, okay, Yetze Haman,
okay. Hey, Tet. Okay, let's. Hey, Tet.
Yeah, go read that Pasuk. Yetze Haman.
It says, Vayetze Haman, Vayomahu, Sameach v'tov lev, v'kirot Haman, et Mordechai b'sha'ah hamelech, v'lo kam, v'lo za mimenu, v'yimalei Haman al Mordechai chema. So this is when Mordechai wouldn't bow down to him, so his joyousness turned to anger.
Right now, where was Mordecai located? Where was Mordecai positioned at this point?
Oh, that's a good question. It said by the king's gate.
He says Bishar Hamelech. He was Bishar Hamelech.
Oh, in it, yeah. He was in it already. Okay.
It's in it. We meant was now in the Shar Melech. According to the pasuk, it was in the Shar Melech. Now, if you remember, let's try and find the other pasuk. Right, but you see the pasuk there, Lou? Perek Dalet pasuk base.
Okay, hold it. Dalid,
Ace. Yes,
oh,
What does
yeah,
it say there?
yeah, it says Vayava.
in front of the gate.
Right, Lifnei Shar
Hey, go ahead, Ben,
HaMelech.
go ahead. What? V'yavo ad lifnei Shar Melech. He came up until in front of the Shar Melech, the gate of the king. Ki ein lavoy el Shar Melech b'levusak. What was the reason? You can't enter. You cannot enter into the Shar Melech b'levusak. Right?
Right,
So he must have
So
sackcloth.
don't forget, this was the first of the 3 days, right? Yeah. So in Pierke, pasuk Tet, right? It says that Mordechai was positioned in the Shar Melech. Correct?
Right.
okay.
And we started talking about this yesterday. That Mordechai seemingly is in the Shar Melech and seemingly in violation of the regulations that you can't come into the Shar Melech the Bustak.
Oh,
Because that's where Haman saw him. Haman saw him when his Haman came out of the first Mishnah, right? He saw Mordechai in the Shar Melech and he wasn't bowing down, and that's what got him furious. So if I don't have it with me now, but there's several targums on so we'll see. I'm gonna and the what the targum says, what this Shar, there are apparently two different Shar Melechs, and so the one that Mordechai couldn't come into was the proper Shar Melech of the gate to the palace of the king, and then there was a Shar Melech which was something which was a private area that we'll have to go into. Maybe we'll discuss that tomorrow. See what's going to be for tomorrow. But okay, so that got angry. So so Haman is very angry at this point, right? So he went home, right? Um, uh, let's see here. Let's see here. So good. Let's pick up now here in the that's in the sixth parak. Eight. Okay. Right. Yud Gimel. Pasuk Yud Gimel.
Yud Gimel in 5? Perek 5?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Yud Gimel. Okay, so it says, B'chol ze enenu shovet li b'chol eit asher ani roeh et Mordechai HaYehudi Yoshev b'sha'ar HaMelech. So what? B'chol ze with
Right.
what?
Right. So all this, Haman had just recounted all his greatness in worldly aspects of life, and all the low everything he could claim to have achieved, and all his assets and all of them there were nothing to him, and nothing because Mordecai. He was seen sitting in the Shar Melech. It's interesting that he didn't say that he didn't bow down to him, right? What does he say? Kol ze'eno shavali b'chol he's any roya es Mordechai Yudi Yeshem b'Shar Melech. He didn't say that he's not bowing down to it. The simple fact that he sees Mordechai in the Shar Melech, that makes it all his achievements nothing at all. And again, he's sitting in the Shar Melech. He's sitting there in the Shar Melech in violation of the regulation that you can't sit in there, you can't come into the Shar Melech with Big Day Star. All right, let's look at Pasuk Yudalit. Go ahead.
Okay. But Tomer lo Zeresh Ishto B'chol Ohavav Ya'asu Eitz Gavoa Chamishim Ama Uvaboker Emor LaMelech Vayitlu et Mordechai alav Uvo im HaMelech El HaMishteh Sameach Vayitav Hadavar Lifnei Haman Vayas Ha'etz. So this
who
was
gave him this advice to do this?
This was his wife, I guess, Zeresh.
Right. That was her idea, right?
Yeah.
And what was going to be the sequence of events? She said, Yasa eights, number one, Yasa eights, making eights Kamishim Ama, right? Make the eights of the gallows, make the gallows Kamishim Ama, Vaboike Omer Lamelech, Yitnu as Mordechai. And in the morning you'll talk to the king and hang up Mordechai up on it. It was pleasing, this idea. This idea was a very good idea in the eyes of Haman. Miasa, eights, and he made the eights. Okay? So the eights is there, and Haman's getting ready. So now Haman wants to talk to the king about this, right?
Right.
Okay, so that brings us to Perek Vav. Go ahead.
Okay, it says, Balayla hahu nadada shinat hamelech vayomer lahavi et sefer hazikronot divrei hayamim vayihiyu nikraim lifnei hamelech.
So while this was happening, so the king was trying to go to sleep, right? And he didn't have a very restful night of sleep that night, and he wanted to bring the Sefer Zechronos. So this is where the Hashkacha Pratis, right? This is where the miracle really begins to become focused. Right? Haman is busy making the eggs. The king is busy trying to get to sleep, and he can't get to sleep. Close to the same and now what's going to be with the Sefer Zidron? Let's go ahead, Pasuk Beis.
Okay, bet. Vayimatzei katuv asher higid Mordechai al bigtana v'teresh shnei sarisei hamelech mishomrei hasaf asher bikshu lishloach yad b'melech Achashverosh.
Okay, and they just have again protest. They just happen to come to this point about the plot against right? We get Pasuk Gimel. So what's this? Now the king speaks up.
Okay, so it says, Vayomer HaMelech ma naasa yikar ugedula leMordechai al zeh vayomru naarei HaMelech mishartav lo naasa imo davar.
Oh, right. Below Nasa, Imo Davar. It doesn't say anything that Mordecai was not receiving anything for his giving the advice to Esther to tell the king about it, the plot against his life, and nothing was done in recompense for that. Okay, Pasuk Dalit. So what's going to be? So while the king is now busy thinking about Mordecai and what happened, that he didn't get any reward for foiling the plot of the assassins. So now here comes Pasuk Dalit. Go ahead.
Okay, Vayomer HaMelech mi v'chatzer v'haman ba lachatzar beit HaMelech achitzona lemor lamelech litlot et Mordechai al ha'etz asher hekin lo. Okay.
Okay, so Haman was prepared to tell the king that he wanted to have Mordechai hung. So at the same time, you see how the Hashkacha Pratis is linking up here. At the same time that Haman's trying to now influence the king to hang Mordechai, right? So the king is thinking of what he can do to reward Mordechai, right? So that brings us to the next Pasuk. Go ahead.
Okay, so it says, Vayomru na'arei hamelech elav, Hinei Haman omed bechatzer, Vayomer hamelech.
He's coming back.
I'm here.
Okay, and Roy just came too.
He's coming in too.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Roy.
Morning, Roy.
Good morning, Roy. How are you?
Baruch Hashem. Okay,
All right.
and how are you, Rabbi Furst? And everybody else? All well?
Oh,
Well,
well,
Perik Vav Pasuk Vav. Yeah, go ahead.
okay, so let's reread this then. Vav. Vayavo Haman, Vayomer lo Hamelech, ma la'asot ba'ish, asher Hamelech chafetz bikaro, Vayomer Haman bilibo, lemi yechpot Hamelech la'asot, yikar yoter mimeni.
Now, what does that tell you about what's going on here?
Well, it tells me that Haman thinks highly of himself. He gets called in
Right.
to the king, and the king's saying,
Now Haman's forgetting about Mordechai all of a sudden, right?
yeah, yeah,
Right. Haman's coming in, and he's supposed to convince the king to hang Mordechai, right? And now
correct.
the king said, well, what should we do for someone I like so, right? He's thinking about himself. He thinks to himself, who could the king like more than anyone except me? I must be the most liked person by the king. Obvious, right? So now Haman is thinking, well, what in the world could the king do for me? Right?
Yep.
Okay, let's continue on the next passage.
Okay, Zion. Vayomer Haman el Ham.
Nothing I can do about it. I'm plugged in. Ah.
All right. Pasuk Ches, go ahead.
Oh, hold it. We just
My internet is apparently unstable. Just ignore me and just keep going.
Malchut Asher Lavash Bo Hamelech Visus Asher Rachav Alav Hamelech Vasher Nitan Keter Malchut Rosho. Oh boy. Sounds like Haman wants to take over the king's job.
Well, I mean, he couldn't tell him to sit on the throne, right? That would be too much.
Right.
And he also couldn't ask him to wear the king's crown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Asher, it could be Asher Nasim Kesef Malchus Barosho. He said also he took down. He did go ahead and ask for the crown.
Okay, Tet.
Yeah.
Vinaton halavush vahasus al yad ish misharei hamelech apartimim v'hilbishu et haish asher hamelech chafetz bikaro v'hirkirvuhu al hasus v'rehov ha'ir v'karau l'fanav kacha Ya'aseh la'ish asher hamelech hafetz bikaro.
That's the final request that Haman makes from Achashverosh, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's that now? So what's the king's response. So Yomer Melech, so the king
Okay.
says,
Vayomer Hamelech leHaman, Maher kach et halevush v'et hasus ka'asher dibarta v'asei chen leMordechai haYehudi hayoshev b'sha'ar Hamelech al tapel davar mikol asher dibarta.
so that's, there we are. So, so Haman was coming in, he was thinking that he was going to ask that Haman should have the privilege of hanging Mordecai.
Mhm.
Now he's going out from the king, having the privilege of honoring Mordecai.
Right.
And it also says, that the Mordecai was sitting in, again, we'll point out this discrepancy right now again, he's sitting in the Shar Melech, right? So again, we have to try and come up with a conclusion of how Mordecai was sitting there in the Shar Melech in this situation of being Lober stock. He was wearing sock. Okay, let's see the next question.
I would say Yud Gimel. Okay. Vayisaper Haman Lizeresh Ishto V'lechol Ahavav et kol asher karahu Vayomru lo Hachamav V'zeresh Ishto im Mizera HaYehudim Mordechai asher hachilota linpol lefanav lo tuchalo ki nafol tipol lefanav.
So the question is, why did one second.
What's interesting is his wife and his advisors knew that he would not prevail over Mordechai. That Haman wouldn't prevail over Mordechai. Huh.
Right. I mean, what do you mean? What's the point?
Well, I'm wondering. I guess they saw that or realized that the king was favoring Mordechai.
Right.
Otherwise, why would they say that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you have to think of it. It was a tremendous reversal when Haman was planning. They told him, go to the king, make the eights, make the gallows, Kamishimama, go to the king in the morning and ask that you should be able to hang Mordechai from the gallows. And here he comes back, and he was just leading Mordecai throughout the whole city with the clothes and raiment and crown of the king.
Look at the change between Cossack 10 and 11. Not so much the change, but how it sort of, and instead of saying and Haman threw a tantrum or something like that, off he goes and takes the robe. It looks almost was quite happy to do it, but it's not. But it looks so peaceful. And Haman took the robe and the horse and attired Mordecai and led him through the city square. It says nothing. There's no suggestion at all of how Haman must be feeling or what he did. Well, certainly not in the Megillah itself. Having heard the moment he heard this command of the king.
right. He says, yeah, all right. He says, um, king said, right, in Pasuk Yud, Omer Melech LaHaman, king said to Muhammad, Mahir, quick, Kach Estabush, Esasuf Asher Debarta, like you said, Asa Kane, do it, Lamordechai Yehudi, Asher Yoshe Bashar Melech. I'll take fail, Davar Mikol Ashidor, and don't lack, right? Don't desist in anything that you said. So Haman immediately Yud Aleph, like you said, Mikach Haman es Lavush, Esasuf, Yom is Mordechai, Yikrevehu, Baruch. We call it from Kachas Ish Asher Melech HaPechas, bro. Right?
Yeah.
Yeshiv Mordechai, and Mordechai returned to the Shar Melech, right? And Haman Nida El Beso, Avil, Chafuri Rosh. So actually, Avil meaning in mourning. Avil means in a state of mourning, depression. So actually, it does mention a little bit about how an insight into how he was taking all this.
Yeah. But it's not an instant thing. I would have thrown a tantrum there and then.
Well, you could be in trouble. You could be in trouble to do that.
Yes.
You know, if the king tells you to do something, you want to be happy about what the king tells you to do, even though you're really not. But you don't want to look.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay.
It said here, right? It says here. It's actually Meduyak in the pasuk, right? Vahaman nidchav el beiso, and he returned rejected to his house. Abel before he rose. It mentions only these things after he's come home. Once he's come home, now it mentions about him. Doing this, it could be, you see all these, you see the comic books, Mordecai's on the horse, and Haman is, looking sad and all this, right? But it may not be true. If he, if Haman had to do this, he had better put on a nice big smile when he was doing it, because he was supposed to be fulfilling the command of the king at the time, no? So it could be the comic books are wrong, right there.
Well, okay.
Could be. Okay, let's now see. Yeah. Let's see. Yudalid. Okay, now let's see Yudalid.
Okay, so it says, Odam midabrim imo, v'sarisei hamelech higiu v'yavhilo lehavi et Haman el hamishter asher asta Esther.
So
We have 1 minute. What do you want to do when it ends? You want to take a break and then have the second cheer, or do you want to continue this year?
yeah, I think let's take a break. We'll stop here. Let's see. Yeah, we'll start. And if you don't, you'll start the session right away, and we'll re-sign in. Okay.
But we can't. We have to wait at least 4 minutes.
Okay, very good. So we'll take a 4-minute break, and as long as I can, I'll be probably getting out of the car within a half an hour or so. So we'll see about how long we continue. Okay,
All right,
very
so
good.
we'll restart at